morning, Glendale. How are you today? My name is Robert Heidt, President and CEO of the Glendale Chamber of Commerce. And I'm here apparently with my twin, not really, but Lexi Muller from Southwest Airlines. Welcome, Lexi. How are you today?
Hey, Robert. I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, we got to tell everyone, first of all, when Lexi and I got on this call today, we didn't plan our outfits. So the fact that we both have stripes and blue and white, I don't know. I think I was just as surprised as Lexi.
I was too. I think we're just tuned in.
There you go. Nice, nice, nice. Well, Lexi, thanks for joining us today. We know that in the world of airlines, the world of travel, Southwest Airlines, there's probably a lot of things happening. First and foremost, for our membership and some of the folks that may not know who you are, why don't you take a moment, tell us who you are and how you got to where you're at with Southwest Airlines.
Sure, I'm happy to. But I first want to say thank you so much for having me. It's been
Absolutely.
so happy to be here, as well as we love our partnership with the Glendale Chamber. We've been partners for many, many years, and it's just the tremendous work that you do in the community is
Thank you.
Thank you. But I'm happy to introduce myself. My name is Lexi Muller, and I am the Community Outreach Lead for Southwest Airlines. And my team connects people to what's important in their lives by leveraging strategic investment and relationships in the communities to marshal resources to make our communities thrive. And I've been at Southwest for 10 years, all in our marketing department that's based in headquarters in our Dallas office. And I've had the pleasure of being on our brand team, our experiential marketing and sponsorship, and a couple other teams within marketing. But most recently, I had the pleasure of working in sports sponsorships, managing our relationships with the Phoenix Suns, as well as managing our overall brand governance and strategy. So it's been a pleasure for me to work at Southwest. It's been a huge passion of mine to be a part of this company. And I've always loved the brand and the people, and I feel really fortunate to be spending my time now focusing in on the relationships with our community, with business and civic leaders and wonderful leaders throughout the country, and then here in Phoenix.
No, I think in the time that I've gotten to know you, and when you hosted us one time from the Chamber World at a Suns game when we were able to get together. I know when we were all in Dallas, a lot of great things. You've got a wealth of knowledge within the organization, and the one thing I think that we can all agree on is the culture at Southwest Airlines. There definitely is a love feel from the customer base to the employee base. Here in the Phoenix metro area, you all have been here for 38 plus years now, with a huge economic impact into our community. I know that when we've come down to your station here and we've done some behind the scene things, the entire team here on the ground in Metro Phoenix that you work with is absolutely amazing. So it's great to see. So there's many, and one thing for our folks that don't know, and Lexi, you might be able to touch on this, but every time we've gone kind of behind the scenes and you've taken myself or some of my other chamber peers and we've come down for a visit or whatever it may have been, I'm always in awe at the time and service of the employees that are on the team. It's not that someone's just been there 1 or 2 years, not that you're not hiring on over the years and bringing on new people, but there's a lot of longevity. So that speaks to something at the company. So thoughts on kind of what that culture is that keeps everyone there?
Yes, I think it's the heart, and really it's going back to the golden rule of treat others like you want to be treated. And to touch on the fact that people work there, there's employees that have been with the company for 30 years, 40 years. We're actually celebrating our 50th anniversary next year.
Amazing.
So we're all just really excited and looking forward to that, especially during this time of probably one of the hardest industry challenges that we've ever faced in our industry. So I think it's really about the heart and giving that Southwest spirit, keeping that Southwest spirit alive all of these years.
Absolutely. So you mentioned, especially this year being challenging. Let's talk about that for a second. So no one could have predicted where we are today, a year ago with COVID and the impacts that we've had. You all as an industry have had to shift. Everything had to change. I mean, it almost was like the skies were full of planes and then all of a sudden it was almost non-existent with travel. But one of the things that I do commend you all on is the Southwest Promise. I mean, you really all have gone above and beyond, and anything that any of us can do in the world of commerce to raise the level of consumer confidence to get out and travel and or shop or utilize services and products is what we need to do. do you want to share a little bit about what Southwest had to do to pivot to be a leader in this, and then also on
Sure.
that promise? Because again, you've always been a leader, and you continue to be a leader in everything that you do there at Southwest.
Right. So you're exactly right. We had to pivot just like every other industry and company. But it was extreme shock to us. We experienced a huge drop in our passenger count right when the coronavirus started. However, it's really that Southwest spirit and culture that I talked about earlier that we've just remained wholeheartedly committed to the passengers that we serve. And really, it's just the focus on, we're focusing in on the safety of our employees and our passengers. And what you talk about, the Southwest Promise, it's us taking the comfort and our well-being of our passengers in mind. So it's our multi-layer approach to keep you safe while you're traveling. So what we do is that we clean airplanes after every flight. We're requiring our customers and our employees to wear masks, and we use HEPA air filters on board the aircraft. And so these filters are hospital grade filtration systems that remove all of the air allergens from the air, and then it refreshes every 2 to 3 minutes. We're also modifying our boarding procedures to allow for groups of 10, so that allows for more physical distancing in the boarding area. So these are just some of the ways that we're going about keeping our passengers safe, our employees safe, and really to build that confidence. So when people are ready to fly, they'll fly us.
Well, again, you all are definitely leading the way in this, which is really remarkable. The other thing I noticed, and I know this from a couple years back when you took several of us here, community and business leaders, down to the mothership, as you all call it, there in Dallas. We were privileged to go, and that's where I got, wrong side, my heart. And so I wear my heart proudly from Southwest
I love
Airlines.
your heart pin. I'm so glad.
And one of the things I noticed is when we were there, touring the facility, you all are very, very active on social media. You have a whole division devoted to that. And what I think is most unique is, one, as a company, you're always putting out there. So about the Southwest Promise, I mean, I think when I looked yesterday and today, again, it's out there. You're constantly putting those messages out there and sharing those good stories and things like that, and or throwbacks. So where you couldn't take someone and do something that happened a year ago, you're kind of reminding people, let's celebrate on that. So, which is nice, but you also engage with your customers. I've watched you as a company interact with folks, whether it was through Twitter, social media, whatever it may be, when there's a hiccup or a hang up, and communicating and letting them know, where as a passenger, sometimes you're sitting there going, when are we going? Like, let's go. And the flight attendant might be sitting down already. So, kudos to you, because you're setting the example that social media can be a very, very valuable tool in really building that relationship with your customer base. And through COVID, it's been no different, because you've been a leader in communicating in that.
Yeah, no, thank you so much. Yeah, it's important to communicate. Obviously, there's a lot of information right now for customers and for passengers, and what is right or what is true. And so it's all about honesty and transparency, and that's what we stand for as a brand. So that's why we're communicating the Southwest Promise. We're communicating with our customers, trying to get out the most relevant and insightful information that they need to know about.
No, it's great. And I think it was back in 2017 where Southwest Airlines committed, I believe it was upwards of $30 plus billion in investment into the Phoenix metro area, where you did an expansion and added in facilities and service, and it tied in with the kind of refurbishing and expansions happening at Phoenix Sky Harbor. So as we can get back to the friendly skies and really get everybody up there and going again, I think that the experience is going to be much different because of COVID. But at the end of the day, you all have really put an investment in here. Do you know what, I have a number in my mind, but I don't want to say it if I'm wrong, the number of employees that base out of Phoenix? The last time I remember, it was about 3,500 to 4,000 or so. Is that still accurate, the number of employees here in the Phoenix market?
It's probably a little less than that right now, because we did offer voluntary separation packages from the company.
Gotcha.
And so some of our employees either left the company with a package, or has just paused their time working with Southwest. So I would say it's a little less than that.
Okay, gotcha. Well, and I'm sure once we get back to more flights going, I'm sure you're gonna. I know that, in fact, when I've been to your HR center, when you all post jobs, it is a very competitive process, and the amount of interest you get is astronomical. So it's very, very competitive to be chosen to work at Southwest. A couple
Yeah,
exciting things. So wasn't long back. You now go to Hawaii, fly us to Hawaii, right?
that is
So
very true. And we're excited to continue our service to Hawaii.
how's that going? Is it? I know it was a long time coming. So everyone, once you did it, everyone was excited to have the trip to Hawaii. So how's that
Yes.
going for you as an airline?
It's been really great. We've really enjoyed servicing the islands. We did have to obviously pause our service a little bit during COVID, but we're excited to continue expanding. We just launched a service from San Diego not too long ago. But I also want to mention some exciting service about Phoenix. So last month we launched nonstop service it's our first international service out of Phoenix Sky Harbor. And so we launched service to Cabo San Lucas and Puerto Vallarta. And we've just really enjoyed having the opportunity to expand even more to give passengers what they want, because
Wow.
that's been desired for a long time in the Valley. So we're excited to give that to our community and to our customers.
That's amazing. And honestly, I think it's probably a fairly short flight that. I mean, once you're up and it's kind of like when you fly from here to say Vegas or San Diego, by the time you get up, you're already descending again. So with
Yep.
the added for Mexico, it's probably another short flight. That's very exciting for everyone here when they want to plan their getaways. So congratulations.
Right. And not only that, well, thank you. And not only that, we'll start service to Colorado Springs and Chicago O'Hare beginning next year. So that's exciting news as well, because as I mentioned, we're celebrating our 50th anniversary. So we're just continuing to set our eyes on expanding.
Well, now I'll be my curiosity going because I'll be wondering how you all are going to celebrate your 50th because when going a couple years back, when you were celebrating 35 years here in the Phoenix market, you all had a whole fanfare of excitement and things like that where you were surprising passengers at the gates as they were boarding planes and deboarding and that sort of thing. So I'll be curious to see what you all do. I know COVID has kind of stifled a lot of all of our plans, of what we all normally do. But you're very creative as a company to celebrate that milestone because that's a significant milestone to be 50 years for Southwest Airlines.
Yes, we're excited to celebrate. May have a little change from what we're used to as a company, but we're going to be celebrating either virtual and with our customers all year long.
Another thing I think is really, really impactful is for an airline like Southwest, you're committed to communities. And so you're engaged in your communities. And I can say that because having served both the Las Vegas Chamber and the Austin Chamber prior to coming here to Glendale, you had different counterparts in those markets at the time that were the Lexi of Southwest Airlines for me, but you always have been very intricately involved in the community in many ways, not just through chambers, but many organizations and nonprofits and things like that. And so I know that's kind of falls under your world now and you get to meet a lot of people and be a part of it. But I think what it really does is let you see behind the scenes the impact that you all have as an organization. And so as one of your partners, I can't thank you enough for your commitment to the Phoenix market. I know there's a lot of things you do throughout the nation, but here in the Phoenix market, I'm always amazed because you're always trying to kind of outdo yourselves. I don't know how you do it. I don't know if you get into a think tank there when you all are kind of summoned to Dallas for a big leader meeting where you're kind of thinking through, but I'm always amazed that, the way you're giving back and trying to be mindful and reaching out. That's one thing I think is really unique is that at the beginning of the pandemic, you and I had been communicating and, my heart kind of went out to you all because the world was just kind of stopping and seeing nothing really going with flights. But you also said, how are you all doing, Robert? How is the chamber doing? Is there anything we can do to help support the business community and the community? So I think that says a lot about who you are, Lexi, obviously, and the leadership within Southwest Airlines. So I can't thank you enough for that. Because organizations like mine here at the chamber and many others, we rely on that support. We need it, and it's a two-way street. Anything that I didn't ask you about that you want to share with those who may not be familiar with Southwest Airlines? I can't imagine anyone isn't, but in the event someone is not, Southwest Airlines is our official airline carrier here for the Glendale Chamber. When we fly for conferences or chamber-related business, we always fly Southwest. But anything I didn't ask you about, Lexi, that you want to share with everyone?
Your comments are just so great, Robert. And, you know, it does come from our heart. And we often say that we're more than an airline, we're your neighbor. So our community efforts are extremely important to us. It's not just about connecting people to what's important in their lives. It's about being there, a part of their journey. So community is super important to Southwest, and we are honored to serve the Phoenix area and the Glendale area. And it's something that is so important to us. And so I just want to say thank you again for having me and for being a tremendous partner with us for all of these years, and for just looking forward to many more years to come.
No, well, thank you. So for everyone that's watching, everyone here in Glendale, throughout the West Valley, all of our members and partners, we can't tell you enough that Southwest truly is the airline that cares. They have a heart of gold. Oop, I'm wearing it. I had myself on the wrong side. They have a heart of gold and really go above and beyond. Lexi, I can't thank you enough. We continue to be here to support you. Anything we can do, let us know. And I look forward to being able to see you soon when we can all get back in person once again.
Yes, I do too.
And of course, anybody has any questions, the airline is very easy to find. Like I said, they're very active on all their social media platforms. So
Southwest.com, you can book your low fares there. And again, we just started service to Mexico. So get your heart inspired for a dream vacation next year.
Well, I think we're all going to need it after this crazy year. I think airfare or air travel is going to be through the roof, and anything that people can get away. Once we can get away, we've been cooped up with our family in close inner safety circles for so long that as soon as we can get out and travel much more freely, I think the airport's going to be the place to be seen. It's right now it's the supermarket so much, but soon it's going to be on those airplanes that we hopefully fill up. But again, with that, Lexi, I can't thank you enough for joining me today. We value our partnership with you and Southwest Airlines. And again, anyone at home, we highly recommend Southwest Airlines for all your travel. Thank you very much and have a great day.
Thank you, Robert.